The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma. According to the report by Geostat, Georgia's exports in January 2025 amounted to $404 million, reflecting a 19% year-over-year increase. As for imports, $516 million of the total $1.6 billion was attributed to artworks, including $481 million for paintings and $33 million for sculptures. This led to a 45% rise in import statistics. In January 25, the volume of remittances inflows to Georgia reached $242 million, an 8.5% decrease compared to the same period in 2024. The decline is linked to a 62% drop in remittances from Russia, which is associated with the diminishing impact of Russian migration to Georgia. However, remittances from countries with large Georgian immigrant communities have increased. The United States ranks first with $47 million, a 23% annual growth, followed by Italy and Russia with $25 million in remittances. Official statistics indicate that in 2024 the unemployment rate dropped to 13.9%, marking a record low. Compared to the previous year, unemployment decreased by 2.5%. Data also show a downward trend in unemployment over recent years, with the only exemption being the pandemic year of 2021, when the rate exceeded 20%, likely due to the COVID-19 crisis. A story of real employment and investment is here. The company Aversi plans to build a new clinic in Tbilisi on Vazhapshavela Avenue near the Republican Hospital and Aversi Central Clinic. According to the Tbilisi Architecture Service website, the construction permit for the project has already been issued. The property is owned by company Aversi Pharma. According to the Revenue Service, under the tax amnesty program, more than 66,000 individuals have had $424 million in tax debt written off. The agency states that the debt write-off process is actively ongoing, both electronically and through direct applications. The Ministry of Finance published a report on Georgia's state debt as of January 2025. According to the document, total debt in US dollars amounted to $8.54 billion, which is $209 million less than in January of the previous year. However, when measured in the national currency, the debt has increased by 1 billion Georgian lari, reaching 24.6 billion Georgian lari. According to TBC Capital, Georgia imported 335 million kilowatt-hours of electricity in January 2025, representing a 109% annual increase. Of these, 57% came from Russia and 43% from Azerbaijan. The country spent a total $8.7 million on electricity imports in January. The Georgia National Energy and Water Supply Regulatory Commission (GNERC) clarified that the change in the Enguri hydropower plant tariff calculation method will not impact consumer electricity prices. The amendment passed in the third reading by the ruling party's parliament revised the methodology for calculating electricity generation tariffs. Under the new law, the volume of electricity produced by Enguri hydropower plant and the Varnili HPP cascade and supplied free of charge to Georgia's occupied territories will no longer be considered in the tariff setting process for the relevant regulatory period. Meanwhile, Russia's investigative committee has initiated an investigation into the writer Mikhail Lermontov's killing by 1842. Lermontov, aged 26, died in a duel with Major Martinov. Some Russian scholars, politicians, and experts argue that the original investigation was flawed and believe the findings require further confirmation. Russia has gone to bizarre lengths, but justice is also in a poor shape in Georgia. While no formal investigations have been launched and no one has been held accountable for the crackdown and protesters in December, law enforcement continues to hand out fines to citizens. Unfortunately, Georgia remains in a state where justice is absent and protests persist. The demonstrations continue despite the biting cold of February. The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.